race relationships were a little shaky back then, from the beginning.
It was a really scary time.
Kids didn't want to go to different schools. Parents didn't want their kids to go to different schools.
I know walking in was a little nervous for a lot of us because we didn't know what to expect.
When the kids left the three schools, the Alexandria schools, for the summer, everything was fine. And then over the summer, the school board decided to implement this K6222 reorganization plan for a county school or city school system.
The city council is trying to bring all these things together. And knowing teenage kids, you don't get into a lot of the things that happen down at the city hall. But knowing that was coming about, it did stay on our minds somewhat. And some of us was concerned.
And so it was decided, voted on, and announced and put into place within a month or two of the school year starting again in the fall.
We couldn't do anything about it. We're just teenagers going to high school. So we just had to follow suit. Whatever took place when they merged the schools, we had to be there.
The first thing that happens in the school year is football season.
You had a choice. If you wanted to play football, you needed to get along and get to know one another.
All of a sudden, these three rival kids are on the same team, and they didn't have any say in that.
I think it was a more serious, a lot of nervousness, and then, of course, more serious about playing the game, football.
A lot of the players who had started at their high school, maybe at Hammond, at GW, even at T.C. Williams, because you're putting people in positions that, hey, look, I should be starting here, but now you're coming in, and you were starting at your school, you might end up starting at this school.
Damn it, I wanted to be the starting guard, and the other guy is the starting guard, and I wanted to be the starting guard.
I was one of the starting point guards in basketball, and starting fullback on the football team, so I didn't know what to expect, and I really wasn't too pleased with outcoming.
The spotlight was on the football team and the football coaches to make everything work.
And Herman Boone said, I want my defense on this bus and I want my offense on this bus. And that's how we ended up mixing, because all the blacks got on one bus and all the whites got on one bus.
There was a lot of probably, I won't say conflict, disagreement among the coaches who were also thrown together. And I never, ever saw it out in public.
The things that they disagreed on, they actually discussed away from us, because they wanted us to be focused on football, not their disagreements, or not even the disagreements that were within the school system or whatever. Our primary focus was they wanted us to concentrate on football and our schoolwork.
Being black and white, and people learning each other's songs, that was a lot. One of the main reasons that helped us come together as a team. Yeah.
We'd sing on the bus.
Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low.
And I do remember trying to sing and like having all the kids as we're pulling in front of the opponent's school.
And people would turn around, they see this yellow bus coming in.
Having all the kids stop and look, and there's a bus.
And this singing was loud.
Just full of these big guys singing. And then here comes the second bus. The kids are all singing.
And eventually we would tone it down, get off.
Get right to work, get right to work, get right to...
Go play the game and get back on the bus and sing our hey, hey, goodbye.
We intimidated.
Because we had beat the team.
Intimidated a lot of teams before we ever set foot on their field. And that was fun. Thank goodness we won all our games, because I think if we had been disorganized or if we had actually had a lot of conflict on the team, it would have started out the year very badly. And so as it turned out, by the time the state championships came around in December, we had actually done a pretty decent job of unifying the student body, in some ways the community in the city, because when the school year first started, I don't think that my dad sat next to Julius's dad, and I don't think my dad sat next to Wayne's dad. But by the time the school year progressed and the season progressed, next thing you know, my dad's sitting on Julia's dad's lap, and you wouldn't have seen that. That's what happened. That's what made the story such a sensation. It's that kind of a storyline. Not that we were good football players. We were good football players, but there's good football players all over the country every year.
We found ourselves coming together, playing together, in 71.
The 71 season was begun and in. Most of everybody had got to know each other and did get to go to each other's houses, whereas prior to coming to T.C. Williams or the 622 plan coming in effect, we didn't know each other.
The T.C. Williams that the school is named after was a racist segregationist from the 60s or something, who would rather close down a school than integrate a school. And then they named the Alexandria High School T.C. Williams after him. And then, fate has it, it becomes the model for integration and diversity and inclusiveness and all the wonderful. And somebody was quoted saying, the original T.C. Williams, he'd be rolling in his grave if he knew what his name has become. And I get a kick out of that. That's karma right there. T.C. Williams. Old cracker, they used to call him. That's a derogatory term for an old racist white dude.
Through integration, we all got to know each other and everything, and that brought us around to getting to know one another.
Made you feel proud to be a Titan, to be recognized as a team to help bring the city together.
And truly, our parents did learn from us, how to get along. I think we shaped the city at that time and made a tremendous difference within the city.
T.C. Williams got probably, I don't know how many different countries they represent now. Back then everything was black and white. You got kids coming from all over the world. So I think the big difference is these guys learning how to get along the same way we did back then, although they got more things to deal with than we did, But hopefully in the future, things get better, and we find a way to educate all these kids. I don't have any answers. I just hope and pray that things work out for them in the future.